Hello, welcome to BioGrade TV. If you're new here, please subscribe and turn on the notification so you don't miss our next video. Biography of Michel Nondokro Djotodi. Djotodia is a Central African politician who served as the country's president from 2013 to 2014. He was also the first Muslim to hold the office in a predominantly Christian country. Djotodia was born in 1949 in Vakaga, French Equatorial Africa, which is the present-day Central African Republic. Being a Muslim, he's been part of a religious minority in the Christian-dominated Central African Republic. He lived in the Soviet Union for about 10 years and studied there, and also became fluent in Russian. He then returned to Vakaga, where he was regarded as an intellectual, well-educated man who spoke various languages. Despite his intellectual power and political ambition, not many people knew him outside his native region. Having studied economic planning in the Soviet Union, Djotodia worked at the Central African Republic's Ministry of Planning and then at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He later became involved in rebel activities. He was one of the founders and leading members of the Union of Democratic Forces for Unity rebel group in 2006. While on exile in Cotonou in November 2006, he and his spokesman, Abaka Sabon, were arrested without trial by Beninese forces at the request of the government of the Central African Republic's president, Francois Bozize. They were released in February 2008 after agreeing to participate in peace talks with the Central African Republic's government. In December 2012, Djotodia was a key leader in the Seleka rebel coalition that rapidly took control of a large portion of the country. At peace talks in January 2013, President Bozize agreed to appoint a prime minister from the opposition and involve the rebels into the government. Following negotiations, a national unity government headed by Prime Minister Nicolas Tiangaye was appointed on the 3rd of February 2013. During this time, Djotodia was assigned the key post of First Deputy Prime Minister for National Defense. Bozize did not keep to all the promises of the peace agreement with the rebels, and as a result, there were clashes. After days of rioting, the rebels captured Bangui on the 24th of March 2013, forcing Bozize to flee the country, and Djotodia declared himself president. Djotodia then announced that there would be a 3-year transitional period and that Tiangaye would continue to serve as prime minister. He immediately suspended the constitution and dissolved the government as well as the National Assembly. On the 3rd of April 2013, some African leaders met in Chad and declared that they did not recognize Djotodia as president. Instead, they proposed the formation of an inclusive transitional council and that elections should be held in 18 months from the time Djotodia declared himself president, rather than 3 years as he said. On the 4th of April, Information Minister Christophe Gazambetti announced that Djotodia had accepted the proposal of the African leaders. However, he suggested that Djotodia could remain in office after, if he was elected to head the Transitional Council. On the 6th of April, Djotodia signed a decree for the formation of a Transitional Council that would act as a transitional parliament. The council had the primary responsibility of electing an interim president to serve during an 18-month transitional period leading to new elections. The Transitional Council, which comprised 105 members, had its first meeting on the 13th of April 2013 and immediately elected Djotodia as interim president, as there were no other candidates. A few days later, regional leaders publicly accepted Djotodia's transitional leadership, however, insinuated their disapproval, stating that he would not be called the President of the Republic, but Head of State of the Transition. According to the plans for the transition, Djotodia would not be a presidential candidate in the election that would conclude the transition. In the following months, Seleka became violent against civilians until Djotodia was formally sworn in as president on the 18th of August 2013 against the citizens' desire. During his tenure as president, there were growing clashes between Muslims and non-Muslims, perhaps because he was the first Muslim president that the country had. Djotodia faced pressure from regional leaders and the international community because he was unable to manage the situation. He resigned as president at a summit held in N'Djamena on the 10th of January 2014. He then went into exile in Benin the following day. What have we missed out of this biography of Djotodia? Let's know in the comment section. Will it be ridiculous to subscribe to our channel? If no, please like this video, share, and subscribe to our channel.